Hello everyone and welcome in a new video. In this video, we are going to start a new chapter which is called a memory management. Okay, so memory management is a very important part in basically why it's very important because it manage the memory in our computer system because in a computer system memory is limited and we have to put all the processes simultaneously in the memory. So it's very important to manage particular processes to basically manage the memory so that our process work simultaneously without any difficulty. Okay, so memory management is very important. Okay, so in this, moving forward to understand the memory management, we need to understand some functions of a memory management. Okay, there are three functions of memory management. Function number one, which is called memory allocation. Memory allocation means how we allocate the memory. Allocation memory is basically how the new arriving process are allocating the memory to a new arriving process. A process is arriving in a memory. So how we allocate a resource, this is what's come under the memory allocation. By its name, it is clear that it allocates the memory. It enables the sharing of a memory space between the process, and that's why the two program can reside at a same memory location at a different time. So that's what basically a memory allocation. The second thing is the second main function is memory deallocation. Memory deallocation. What is a memory deallocation? Memory deallocation means how we deallocate the memory. If a process is completed, then we have to detach, then we have to remove that particular allocated memory from that process so that that space, that memory can be used by the other processes. So it is responsible for deallocate memory from a complete process, from a completed process. And the third main function is called a memory protection. Third is called memory protection. Now, what is memory protection? In this case, while running a process, the process can access only that memory which is allocated to it. Because in a computer system, there is a lot of memory. Okay, process the allocated memory should be accessible by the particular process, not more than that. That's what basically called a memory protection. A process can access only that memory which is allocated to it. Okay, in this way, which basically help in protecting the memory allocated to each process from being corrupt by the another process. For example, we have two processes in a memory. We allocate some part of memory to one process and other part of the memory to another process. Let's say we have a process, let's say P1 and P2. Some part, let's say we have a 20 MB space. So 10 MB is goes to P1 and 5 MB goes to P2. Okay. So memory protection says that whatever memory is allocated to particular process, that process can only access that particular memory. P1 cannot access P2 memory. P2 cannot access P1 memory. Okay. If memory is completed, P2 access whole 5 MB, then the process have to wait further so that the other memory can be allocated to it. But P2 cannot access some other process memory. That's what called a process. That's what we call a memory protection. If it able to access, it means it corrupt that particular process, because if P2 access some part of P1 memory, let's say P2 access 5 MB of P1. P1 need 10 MB to complete the process, but P2 take the 5 MB. It means now P1 is also not completed and P2 is also. So this is the means P2 corrupt P1. So this is what called a memory protection. These are the three main function of a memory management: memory allocation, memory deallocation, and the memory protection. Okay, so I hope You understand? Now now it's time to talk about the goal of memory management. What are the goals of memory management? What basically the memory management need to achieve? So there are two main goals, two particular goals. What is this? Maximum utilization of space, maximum utilization of space, and the second is ability to run longer program with limited space. Ability to run long program with limited space. With limited space. This is what a two. This is what basically the goal of memory management. Maximum utilization of a space so that minimum wastage of space fragmentation should there. So that's why maximum utilization of space. There is no external or internal fragmentation taking place. What is the fragmentation? We'll discuss later. Fragmentation is basically means in a simple way the wastage of space. So maximum utilization of space leads to minimum wastage of space. Okay. So I write it like this as well, that minimum wastage of space, or you can say fragmentation. Now the second point says that ability to run larger program with a limited space means there is a concept of virtual memory. Virtual memory, which basically leads to achieve this goal. Okay. Virtual memory is a concept by which from a limited space you can able to run the larger program. How is this possible? How basically it works? We see this, we discuss this in a in a later part. Okay. So these are the goals of memory management. Now we are moving forward to understand that what are the types of memory management. So memory management. So there are some parts of memory. Memory management basically classify into two parts: contiguous memory management or a non-contiguous memory management, or you can say memory scheme. Okay, this is divided into two parts: contiguous and non-contiguous. Contiguous memory management, and the second is non-contiguous. Okay, now the contiguous, what basically happens in a contiguous memory is process is stored in a consecutive memory loop in a contiguous way. The process is stored in a memory in a contiguous way. Contiguous means line by line. Okay. In a non-contiguous memory management means the memory is allocated to a process. The different memory is allocated to different process. For example, uh, this is the main memory. Okay. And there is a lot of frames. In main memory we have lot of frames, or you can say lot of blocks. So one memory is let's say 0 1 2 and 3. Okay, so let's say memory of one particular process is allocated from this block, other is allocated from this block. So it's not contiguous. Contiguous means that 0 1 allocated to particular process, the next process allocated to 1, then 2, and then 3. Okay, so this is what means contiguous means in a sequence wise memory is allocated, in a non-contiguous means not a sequence wise memory is allocated. One memory from particular part, other other memory from the other part of the main memory. So this is what a difference between these two. Okay. So if you want to write, you can write it like that. And a process must be stored in a must be stored in or stored in a consecutive memory location. And in a non-consecutive way, you can write a process is divided into multiple parts. Uh, so a process is divided into multiple parts, and each part is stored anywhere in the memory. And each part is stored anywhere in the memory. So this is what the difference between these. Now, further, the contiguous memory management is divided into two parts. What are these parts? First one is called single contiguous memory management scheme. Single contiguous memory management scheme. And the second is multiple partitioning. Multiple partitioning. Similar way, the non-contiguous is also divided into two parts. First, one is called paging, Pagin, paging, and the other is called segmentation. Other is called segmentation. Now, the multiple partitioning is divided into two parts. One is called fixed partitioning, fixed partitioning, and other is called dynamic partition. Dynamic partitioning. So this is what a tree is look like. Okay, so this is what how the memory management trees look like. Contiguous, non-contiguous, single contiguous, multiple partitioning, paging, segmentation, and the fixed partitioning, dynamic partitioning. For a gate point of view, paging is very important one. Okay, so paging concept is very important for the gate of point of view. Okay, and for the college exam and for any competitive exam, basically, non-contiguous paging part is very important and multiple partitioning is very. So these are the two main important concepts that you need to be know. Okay, so these basically are the goals of memory. These basically are the types of memory management. Okay, so in the next video, we understand these things in detail, like what is single contiguous, multiple fixed partitioning, dynamic paging, segmentation. So watch the next video and thanks for watching the video. Like the video and subscribe channel.